Are you aware of what really happened to you?
No, I'm not.
Or can you talk about what
I can
happened?
talk about it, but I'm not aware of what really happened to me.
Yeah.
All I know is that I went to a friend's birthday party. I gave a friend a birthday party. Hello.
You thought was your friend.
Well, we ain't even gonna touch on that.
Yeah.
I came home like I would normally do. Well, you kind of know the spiel. I come home, I'll take a shower, I'll wash my face, I'll come back in the kitchen. We'll have,
From the moment Funky made his statement, the internet has been spinning in every direction. And now a new wave of online claims has erupted, all centered around one question that has electrified social media. Did Tamar's own words accidentally confirm the rumors about Mendices? Fans are calling it a shocking twist. Commentators are dissecting every second of her recent clips. And gossip pages are treating it like the biggest plot turn of the year. But let's make one thing absolutely clear before we go any further. None of this is confirmed. Everything we are discussing tonight comes from online conversations, speculative posts, and trending commentary. Still, the way people are reacting, you would think a full season of a reality show has burst open overnight. It all started when Funky's statement began circulating. The moment he hinted that certain conversations, timelines, and emotional reactions didn't add up in his opinion, social media exploded. And then hours later, Tamar's own words from a recent live stream resurfaced, words that fans are now replaying, slowing down, editing into breakdowns, and calling the moment that changed everything. According to online chatter, there's a tone, a pause, a slip, something small that people believe carries a deeper meaning. Again, this is all fan interpretation, not fact. Still, the drama is enormous. Viewers are making threads claiming Tamar sounded stressed, overwhelmed, and almost defensive. Others insist she wasn't confirming anything and that people are twisting her emotions for entertainment. But when someone posted the clips side by side with Funky's message, that's when everything ignited. Fans started commenting things like, "This matches too perfectly. She said what she said, and this proves Funky wasn't lying." Meanwhile, supporters of Tamar are pushing back hard, saying folks are reaching, mishearing, and blowing nothing into something, and right now, the entire situation feels like a storm that nobody can control. Emotions are high, alliances are forming, and every hour a new angle appears online. People are wondering if this is coincidence, misunderstanding, or something deeper hiding in plain sight. Whatever the truth may be, one thing is certain: tonight's story has everyone watching, questioning, and waiting for the next move. The moment Funky's statement began spreading across social platforms, people started connecting dots that might not even belong to the same picture. Yet the intensity of the audience made it feel like everyone already had their minds set on some hidden story. As comments poured in, it became obvious that emotions were not only high, they were overflowing. Some fans said they felt confused, some said they felt vindicated, and others admitted they were simply entertained by the chaos that had suddenly taken over the timeline. It was like the digital version of people gathering around a neighborhood porch, listening to rumors travel from one mouth to another, each retelling slightly more dramatic than the last. The spark really came from the way Funky delivered his message. He didn't accuse anyone. He didn't claim to have undeniable proof. But the tone he used created a sense of mystery that listeners couldn't ignore. He talked about timelines not matching, conversations shifting abruptly, and emotional reactions that seemed heavier than what was being discussed. According to viewers, it was the way he spoke, not what he said, that made the situation explode. People began saying things like, "He's telling us without saying it, and he knows more than he's willing to admit." This is how the narrative started to twist, purely based on interpretation done by Norse. Then, almost like the internet was waiting for a cue, the clip of Tamar resurfaced. It wasn't a new clip, but the timing of its appearance made it feel fresh and complicated. In the video, Tamar was emotional, speaking with a mix of frustration and exhaustion. And although she never mentioned Mendices in any direct way, the atmosphere of the moment created an opening for people to insert their own theories. Fans began stitching the clip with Funky's statement, creating edits that made it seem like the two moments were connected, even though nobody knew if they truly were. One viewer wrote, "Her voice cracked right after she said she wasn't dealing with anything hidden. And that's when I knew something deeper was happening." Another commenter replied, "You're reading into it too much. She just sounded tired." The argument grew from there, spreading across multiple pages, stories, and reactions. Even people who weren't following the situation ended up pulled into it simply because of how loud the conversation became. The tension increased. When someone posted a slowed-down version of Tamar's clip, highlighting a specific pause right before she clarified that certain rumors were ridiculous, that single pause became the center of an entire online debate. Some people claimed it showed discomfort, others claimed it showed annoyance, and some insisted it showed fear of being misunderstood. Again, these were guesses, nothing beyond interpretation. Yet the internet treated it like a piece of evidence. The emotional heat rose even further when whispers about Mendices entered the discussion. His name wasn't brought up by any official source. It was fans and commentators drawing lines between separate events, convinced that certain reactions felt connected. As online energy built up, people started questioning whether Tamar's emotional expression had been about something deeper. None of this was proven, but the atmosphere made everything feel more dramatic than it probably was. As the conversation grew, the reactions from followers became more intense. Some fans wrote long posts defending Tamar, saying she had always been expressive, vulnerable, and open, so her emotional tone shouldn't be treated like a confession. They said she didn't owe anyone explanations for every tear or every tense moment. Others argued that the timing of her emotional clip aligning with Funky's statements seemed too perfect to ignore, even though coincidences online often get twisted into something they aren't. People began tagging Yandy, dragging her into a situation she never commented on. They wanted to know if she had anything to say, if she had any thoughts, or if she had even seen the conversations going on. Yandy stayed silent, and that silence added another layer of speculation. Commenters love filling in the blanks, and Yandy's absence gave them a wide space to create whatever storyline entertained them the most. For some, her silence meant she didn't care. For others, it meant she was avoiding adding fuel to something she knew was nonsense. For the most dramatic corners of the internet, though, her silence was the final sign that something big was happening. Again, all interpretation, nothing verified. As more people joined the conversation, the situation turned into a collage of different opinions, each louder than the last. Some argued in favor of Funky, saying he rarely speaks unless he feels strongly about something, so his statement must have weight. Others insisted Funky was simply commenting the way but drama feeds on contradiction, and contradiction feeds on drama. So for every compassionate voice, there was another ready to dissect every angle, every sentence, and every reaction. Some viewers insisted that Tamar's emotional tone in recent clips aligned too closely with the speculation to be dismissed. They claimed that the combination of Funky's statement and Tamar's stressed voice created a picture that felt too detailed to ignore. These claims had no proof behind them, but they spread fast because they made the story more intense and more addictive for the audience. One page even posted a screenshot of Tamar's expression from a live stream, zooming in on her eyes and calling it the look that started the fire. People reacted instantly, some agreeing that her eyes looked worried or uncertain, others saying the angle was misleading and that still images could never capture the full emotional meaning of a live moment. This single screenshot was reposted dozens of times, each post adding a different emotional interpretation. Words like hidden fear, suppressed truth, and unspoken tension were used, even though all of these interpretations came purely from the imagination of viewers online. What made the situation more intense was Funky's refusal to elaborate beyond his original statement. People kept tagging him, begging him, and even challenging him to give more details. Instead, he stayed firm in his position, saying only that he said what he said and that people could interpret it however they wished. This fueled even more speculation, because silence in drama often speaks louder than words. Viewers started believing his refusal to elaborate meant he knew more than he was letting on. Others argued he simply didn't want to be dragged into endless debates and preferred to keep his boundaries clear. Meanwhile, Yandi continued staying out of the situation completely. Commenters flooded her posts with questions, theories, and requests for clarification. But she didn't respond to any of them. Instead, she posted about her normal life, family activities, work projects, and moments of positivity. Some praised her for rising above the noise, saying she had nothing to do with the conversation and shouldn't be pressured to take part. Others believed her calmness was suspicious, treating her everyday posts as a sign that she was masking something. It didn't matter what she did. The internet found a way to fit her silence into the storyline they were building. Friends of Tamar who normally speak up about her experiences also remained quiet, and their silence became another canvas for the audience to paint their own theories on. One fan wrote, "If everything was fine, someone would have spoken by now. The silence says a lot." Another person replied, "No, the silence says nothing. It just means the rumors aren't worth addressing." This tug-of-war became its own spectacle, with people arguing for hours about the meaning of silence instead of discussing actual facts. But even that wasn't enough to erase what had happened. Her final words were quiet, but final enough to signal that the road ahead was going to be long. "Then you'd better start now." The silence that followed Yandi's final sentence hung in the air like a fragile thread, thin, delicate, ready to snap with the slightest tension. Mendici stayed kneeling in front of her, searching her face, hoping for some small sign that things weren't completely falling apart. But Yandi wasn't giving him reassurance. Not yet. Her expression was unreadable cause, somewhere between heartbreak and cautious strength. Finally, she stood up, gently removing his hand from her knee. "I need a minute," she whispered, more to herself than to him. Mendices rose slowly, watching her walk toward the window. She didn't open it. She just stood there, staring out at the fading afternoon light filtering through the blinds. Her shoulders trembled slightly, though she tried to keep herself composed. He wanted to go to her, to wrap his arms around her and tell her everything would be okay, but he knew doing that too soon would only make things worse. "Take all the time you need," he said quietly. Yandi nodded without. Turning around, the room felt too heavy now, too full of everything that had just happened. Without Tamar's presence, the tension had shifted. No longer confrontational, but aching, raw, and deeply personal. A different kind of pain. After a moment, Mendici stepped toward her slowly. "Yand, you know me better than anyone. You've seen me in ways no one else has. If there was ever anything for you to question, I would have told you before anyone else could. I swear that." Still facing the window, Yandi hugged her arms around herself. "That's the thing," she said quietly. "Lately, I don't know if you would tell me." Mendices flinched, just barely. "That hurts," he admitted. She exhaled sharply. "It's supposed to." Another silence. This one heavier. Yandi finally turned around, her eyes red, but her face calm. "I'm not accusing you of cheating. I'm not saying you meant to cross a line. But something happened, and something was felt, even if unintentionally. You downplaying it doesn't make me feel safer, makes me feel dismissed." He stepped closer, his voice low. "I wasn't trying to dismiss how she felt. I just didn't realize it was that serious." And that's exactly the problem, Mendices. Her voice cracked slightly. "What's small to you might be big to someone else." He let the words sink in. They cut him, but they were true. "I'll do better," he said finally. "I'll fix this." Yandi gave a tired half smile. "This isn't something you fix in a day." "I know," he replied, "but I'm not walking away from us. Not now, not ever." She looked at him for a long moment, then finally exhaled deeply. The anger in her eyes had softened, but the pain remained. "Sit," she said, motioning to the couch. He obeyed without hesitation. Yandi sat across from him, clasping her hands together. "We need to talk about boundaries. Clear ones. not assumptions. Not, I didn't think it mattered. Clear lines. Mendices nodded. Name them. Yandi blinked, surprised he didn't argue. She gathered herself and began slowly, carefully. No more private late-night conversations with female colleagues unless it's strictly work. No jokes that can be misinterpreted. No emotional venting to anyone but me or your therapist. And if someone tells you they're uncomfortable, you come to me first. Not later. Not after it blows up. Mendices listened intently, absorbing every word. I can do that, he said firmly. All of it. And one more thing. Yandi hesitated. Therapy, together. He held her gaze. Not defensive.